Okay, we're recording. Hello, everyone. Today is November 17th, and that's the official community meeting for Harbor. My name is Orlin Vasilyev, and I'm the community manager for Harbor. This is official CNCF meeting, so please follow the code of conduct and behave. All right, with that said, anyone with urgent topics, or we can go through the agenda?
I think we can start with the agenda.
All right. Hey, for the agenda today, my stuff are missing, but we have guests, I suppose, from Arcsec that want to demonstrate something for security scanner adapter for the registry.
Yes.
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome. Okay, then I'll stop sharing. Maybe you have to share something and show us some demo or.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I will show the slide later. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stop sharing, and the floor is yours then.
Thank you. 1 second. Okay, do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, let's start. Hello, everyone. This is Harry from Arcsec China. And our CTO, Zhao Yan, is also online with me. And today we are going to introduce and demonstrate Arcsec scan adapter for Harbor Registry. And before we start the section, I would like to have a simple company introduction for those who don't know who we are and what we do. And actually, Arcsec was established in 2019, and we are based in Beijing, China. We developed the comprehensive cloud-native security solution. The solutions we offer to the market include, but not limited to, the full life cycle, cloud-native workload protection. We also have the cloud-native network protection as well as the cloud-native application protections. And on top of that, we also extend the cloud workload protection to the mobile service edge. This is due to the popularity and the fast adoption of 5G in China. And in addition to that, the supply chain security is part of our product portfolios. And that is the reason why we added the scan adapter support for Harbor Registry. And by the way, we got angel financing support. Also, we are expanding our business across China regions. Okay, so let's move to the scanner adapter. And this is the overview. And essentially, the scanner adapter is the API translation layer between the Harbor and the Arcsec scanner engine. Actually, we receive the API call from Harbor and do the proper translation and make the proper API call to the backend scanner engines and set up the credential and so on and so forth. And finally, we instruct the scanner engine to pull images from Harbor and do the analysis, got the results, and return the reports back to the Harbor registry. And the scanner engine support the vulnerability scan for both the OS packages and the application packages. We also support the malware detection and sensitive file detection, etc. And we are on the getting started page. And this is relatively simple, so I'm not going to walk you through the whole installation process. But basically, we installed Harbor, and we also installed the Arcsec scanner and the scanner adapter. And finally, we configured Harbor. And these are a bunch of the environmental variable for you to set up the scanner adapter. And finally, we do the ham install to finish the setup. But basically, this is the GitHub link is with the manual. But for now, the manual is written in Chinese, but we will translate it into English as soon as we GA the version.
We actually have the English version. And if you visit the GitHub repo, you can see the English version now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the correction.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, this is the second part. I guess Zhao Yan will take over from here, right? Zhao Yan will elaborate the features and maybe we'll walk you through the demo. So
yes,
Zhao Yan,
we have Can you play the video, Harry?
I
I sent you through the WeChat. Yeah.
Oh, okay. 1 second, please. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You want to take over the screen, Zhao Yan?
Sure. Sure. Yeah, you probably need to start.
Yeah, I will
Stop
stop
sharing.
the sharing. Yeah. I will stop the sharing. Now it's on you.
Still cannot. I still cannot share. Probably.
Yeah,
It's still
Harry,
sharing,
maybe you need
so-
to stop sharing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I stopped. It's weird. 1
Okay.
second. I'm sorry. What happened?
Maybe another way is you just play the video. I can directly
Okay.
navigate through the video. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. No problem. 1 second. I'm sorry.
While we do that, we have a question in the chat. What's the license for Arcsec?
We currently are commercial products, but we are go through like the open source procedures. We were starting publish some like open source projects we are currently working on. That's including some network monitoring projects, and all these like projects we publish on our GitHub page will be using the Apache open source license. Yeah.
Can I play the video, Zhao Yan?
Yeah, you can play the video. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Harry, just FYI, looks like you have shared only your PowerPoint presentation.
Really? I'm sorry. Just 1 second. Did you see the video now?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. This is just a standard way that how we add on our adapters onto the current hardware registry. Basically, you need to have a name and put on address that can directly connect to our image scanner servers. So this deployment is in our local servers. So that's why we only have an IP address set up over here. And if it's a and then you click and add into the your scanner pages, and after that you will just go through the standard procedure of scanning image through the hardware dashboards, and after a while you will probably get the result. Yeah. Yeah, you can see that we have gathered the result of each in the page, the image we scan, and the multiple vulnerabilities has been listed over there. Okay, yeah, that's just a quick demo say how we get this adapter work and how we integrate with the current hardware registry. So Harry, probably let's go back to the PowerPoint, and I can introduce some features that in the back, like how we actually support our image scanner and how we differentiate ourselves from the current mainstream scanner.
Sure. So go ahead, Zhao Yan.
Yeah, you probably just full make it full view. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, next page. So the current we consider about the image scanner is how we get the vulnerabilities, and the key parts is actually how we make the scores for each individual vulnerabilities. So the current mainstream metrics for the vulnerability is the CBSS scores. So the full name is like a common vulnerability scoring system, and they currently have two versions, like version 2.0 and the version 3.0. They have a little bit the difference about the different severities of vulnerabilities, and if and you can refer at the the right corners, you can see how they define different severities of the vulnerabilities. But when we consider at a container image scanning, a lot of image is using compressed weights. So we need to extract this package in and extract the package installation list from the container Arcsec files, and then we use the software name and with the version to get what kind of vulnerabilities that exist in the container image. That's this basic mechanisms that how we get the vulnerabilities of image. How we get the vulnerability of image. Yep, Harry, next page. So the problems here is when we put this kind of scanners in practice, we encounter too many vulnerabilities that we can find for each individual image. So we talk to a lot of customers, both in China and Americas. They all complain that like if we install like open source vulnerability scanners, we get so many vulnerabilities. And that makes our lives horrible because there's no way that we actually can fix this kind of vulnerabilities. So the reason why there's too many vulnerabilities, we summarize there's 4 points. The first is we find a lot of base image introduce a lot of vulnerabilities. And a good way that you change your base image can solve a lot of problems about these vulnerabilities. And also, we find that most of the detected vulnerability is not relating to the running software. Basically, it's some software already in the base image or maybe installed it through other ways that actually not directly relating to the running softwares. We don't want this kind of vulnerabilities to display to the customers because they think this kind of vulnerability may not be very useful to them. And the next is the vulnerability score is actually not reflecting to specific network native environments, which basically means that a lot of vulnerabilities, even though it's, for example, it's like a very high risk vulnerabilities, but it cannot be directly exported. For example, like if some port never connected to the network, it's just isolated running. And you probably don't need to worry so much about this vulnerability because the hackers or maybe hackers have no ways actually directly exploiting these vulnerabilities. And the last one is we think the actually lack of a state-of-the-art standard to define what the vulnerabilities is actually meaningful for the customers. So that's why we think we want to find a better solution to define the vulnerability score and actually make our scanning result a little bit different from others. So yeah, next page, please. So that's why our proposals is actually we want to make it as an adaptive scoring. So there are 3 key insights we put it here. Is vulnerability should rise its severity when the vulnerable package or library actually loads into the system. So most of the vulnerability, we think we can give them a relatively low scores. And when we find that the vulnerable library or vulnerable package actually loads into the system or load into the containers, that we want to raise its severity and then make the customer to be alert that there's actually an important vulnerability you need to be take care. So the second key insight is saying like some base image, we should put a lot of efforts to keep monitoring them. So that's why we can give customer another kind of alert saying like your a base image that you're currently using may expose some recent vulnerabilities and you need to take care about that. the third key insight is we want to consider the cloud native environment is actually running, and make that actually be meaningful for you to consider the severity of your vulnerabilities. So this is three insights we want to put into this adaptive scoring mechanisms, and we have our system in the next page. So that's why in our systems, we want to achieve this adaptive scoring. So we make a lot of monitors that's running in the customer's cloud native environments, and to collect multiple data to help them to adjust the severity of the vulnerabilities. The first is we have an MVD monitor. That this monitor is not only monitoring the MVD, but also monitoring most like a mainstream like vulnerability bulletins to get the most to get the information about the most recent vulnerabilities, and then using these vulnerabilities to compare with the Docker image, Docker-based image that we use in the customer's environments, and then we can tell the customers like what is the what's the vulnerability you need to take care of. Maybe you need to upgrade your current base image to fix some vulnerabilities. The second type of monitor we call the system library monitor. So how we achieve that? We using three kind of techniques to detect whether there are some new libraries or new package has been loaded into the system. So I will explain more details in the following pages about how we actually capture the loading and unloading of the system libraries. The third is cloud environment monitor that we're actually helping the customer to decide whether your vulnerable image has been used in some critical infrastructures or critical softwares you are currently running. So this kind of environment will monitor these kind of things and writes the severities about the certain vulnerabilities based on the usage about your vulnerable images. And also, we also monitor the image, the usage of this image to see whether they will be different to adjusting the adaptive scoring. And that's all this kind of monitoring system to help you to decide the adaptive score. And then this kind of adaptive score will directly publish into our dashboards. And then the harbor can directly call our adapter to retrieve the most recent scores that we provide to adjust to state the severity of the vulnerabilities. So in our proposal, we hope that we can give customer except the CBSS scores, we can give them another kind of called adaptive score to help them to better understand the severity of the vulnerability, the risk of this image you are using. Yeah, so this is our scoring framework. Yeah, next page. So we have some details put in here. I don't want to, because of time limits, we don't explain every details about that. So I just want to say we have multiple monitoring. So for example, we will periodically to monitor all the vulnerability trends through different kind of vulnerability feeds and get the most up-to-date information about vulnerabilities. And also we will periodically to monitor the basic base image. So when the base image has been involved in any kind of new vulnerabilities, we will write alerts to help help the customer to get alert. Yeah, next page, please. So for the library loading and unloading, we're currently using two ways to detect these kind of things. The first is a static library monitoring. So basically, from the container image, we will find all the files that have been loaded into the image, and then we were using LDD tools to get their dependency to verify actually this kind of software that the customer is building that has some specific dependency on the libraries. And this is static way that we determine whether some binary has using some dependency. dependency library and package. Also, we have another system call hooking ways, because our product actually using system call hooking to capture all the system calls that have been running in the customer environment. So we will hook like open, close, or DR open, this kind of system and the library calls. Whenever they have been called, we consider that this software actually loading some specific library and package. So through that, we can also tell the customer that a certain library and the package, a certain vulnerable library or package has been loading. So help them to make a better better understanding about their risk. Yeah. Next, please. So for the environmental factors, we want to tell the customers like this image has been used in your environment may be easier to be exploited. So for example, like we were whenever some vulnerable vulnerable image has been using in some container has a network exposures. For example, it has been using in behind the ingress controllers that provide like a service to the outside world. We will raise the vulnerability scores for certain vulnerabilities. And when some like container have the system privilege, we will also raise the score for them. And also some network, some like a port or containers has network capabilities. For example, network admins will also rise the severity scores. And also we will count the number of usage in the general environments and also the number of usage in the production environments. All these kind of numbers will help us to adjust the adaptive scores for our vulnerabilities scoring system. So that's a brief introduction about how we actually produce this kind of adaptive scores. And we think that can help customers to actually determine the risk about each individual vulnerabilities. And we have some customer actually started using that, and hopefully we will hopefully want to contribute these parts of the scoring system as an open source project in the near futures, and make this publicly available that probably help customer to better understand their risk in their customized environments. Yeah, that's all the sharing I want to have. Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions from the audience?
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you for the presentation. So you said that you're just doing the vulnerability scanner, but you also gather the metrics from the running systems, and also if this loading, is there a way how you feed this information back into the Harbor, or is the Harbor adapter just doing the vulnerabilities scanning? And how do you adjust the score of a previously scanned image? So is it synchronized or is it static?
Yeah. Currently, it's like we build a server that actually when build up server, and behind the servers we have a database to record this kind of score, and also record the change of this kind of scores based on the customer's usage about each individual container image. So currently, I think the Harbor don't support like periodically synchronizing mechanisms to sync this kind of adaptive scores. So that's why we want to propose this is if when we provide these products to the customer, we have our own dashboards, and the customer can easily to get these trends about the score, also get the most up-to-date adaptive scores from our dashboards. But we hope like in the futures, maybe Harbor can support this kind of periodically synchronizing mechanisms. Whenever some score has been changed, we also can provide the most up-to-date scores for the Harbor users. Yeah.
But can you not calculate the score dynamically based on the data that you already have? Because when you get when you get the image already, from when you get the order from Harbor to scan this image, you know where this comes from, so which is the source, and what's the image name, and then you can, based on the same image which is running in maybe on an environment, you already have the data about the live data, and you could already give another score. And you don't have to adapt Harbor for that, you know, so you can just already use it.
Right.
So if you're running on a clean system, you get in one score, and if you're running on a, let's say, a kind of a used system or kind of a deployed system, you will get another score. And then you could have periodic scans of, I mean, Harbor would do a periodic scan every day or something, and then you would get another actual score.
Right. Yes. We currently is deploying in the way that you just described. So every time when you're using our scanner to scan the same image, you will maybe get different scores because we are calculating based on the accumulated data that we get from the environments. Yes.
Ah, okay. So you're already doing that.
Yes.
Okay. And you're accessing the same databases or same CVEs for images that, for example, like Trivi does or Claire. So you.
Yes, we actually, because we have some customers in China, so we not only support the MEDs and the vulnerability database that like Trivi supports, but also we support some Chinese vulnerability database, which is called CNCF. So we also support that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I don't have any other questions.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a question from community point of view. To get that running with Harbor and to be like official, what do you expect from the Harbor community itself? Like an effort?
Yes. So just as I previously just described, we hope like Harbor may get may have like a periodically refresh mechanism. So like to periodically refresh the score or also the information about the vulnerabilities. So because most of the vulnerability have it's changing, even though without our like this kind of adaptive score, a lot of vulnerability changing its scores in the long term. So that's why we hope Harbor also have some mechanism actually can support this kind of adaptive APIs. So customer can get a different kind of information based on the different time. Yeah.
But you can already do periodic scanning.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like in the dashboards, we hope like we don't need to do the scanning. We just need to refresh the score. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the scanning is still like a time-consuming and resource-consuming task. So we have most of the time, like if the SHA value doesn't change, it means that the vulnerability will be still the same. But the score of the vulnerability may change based on the time change. Yeah.
I'll try to rephrase my question. To get that officially supported by Harbor, do you expect any effort from the people on this call to get involved with your adapter somehow? Any? Yeah.
Yeah. I hope like we can have some maybe we were starting like open source part of our algorithm, and maybe the community can refer our open source project to see how that part can possibly I'll not say integrate, but how we actually changing the interactions between the scanners and the Harbor. So for example, the scoring display could be independent components that actually can support like periodically refreshing. For this particular part, may we can like have some people like work on that. Yeah.
And you said you're planning to open source some stuff. What portion of this is open sourced already?
We currently just open source the adapter, like how we integrate our scanner with the harbor, but the backend, the algorithm, and this kind of scoring adjusting components is not open source yet, but we were planning to open source it in the very near future. Yeah.
So why
Anyone
not
else?
you file a ticket to submit your request so we can start from there?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah.
Okay, anyone else? Not, you're gonna put proposal into the community repository, right? So we can
Sure.
vote on this one. All right.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you everyone
Good.
for the for
Thank
letting
you
us
for
get
the
a chance
demo.
to sharing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Is
I
there,
think I can stop
there's a
sharing.
question in the chat box about the license that you're using. Are you conform with the Harbor's license for your adapter?
Yes. Yes. We for the adapters we're already using the Apache license. Yeah. 2.0 license.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Thanks.
All right. Can you stop sharing, please? Or I can. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm gonna open the topics. I added a few topics. Okay. Next on agenda. Vadim is officially promoted to maintainer. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you everyone for
Thank you, Vadim,
for
for
the
all the
support.
work. This is, yeah, very happy to have you join us.
All right. Next one. We had a what was that? Beginning of previous month or end of previous month. We had the demo from Peritus, the assisting channel bot for questions. Not sure if all voted on this one. Have you guys seen this one? What do you think? I think it's my personal opinion is to give it a try. It won't load us with anything. Maybe it will be useful.
So I wasn't here for this meeting, the previous one.
Okay,
Is there,
so yeah, it's a there is a demo on that community meeting on the 10th,
it's a
20th
Slack?
last month.
It's a Slack bot.
Yeah.
You're saying?
Yeah.
What does it have that we don't have right now? Like what additional capabilities does it provide?
Well, it's basically, in summary, it's a Q&A bot, so it will scrape. I think it scrapes GitHub discussions, GitHub issues, and also the Slack history. And if someone asks a question, it will propose similar questions or similar answers to the similar questions, and it will also maybe hint people who might be knowledgeable in this topic. So it will scan the code, scan the issues, scan the Slack history, and I think what else does it do?
I think also documentation.
Yes,
it can give
exactly.
you hints to links to documentation.
Exactly, and I think even Stack Overflow. So it does scan a few sources and then it will provide you hints about your questions, from different channels. And for the Harbor project, there is no effort in integrating or kind of maintaining it, and it's an optional, it's a kind of a opt-in. So this means like, if we're not happy, we can just disable it. There is, or limit, limit it, because you need to actively ask the bot for help, or the bot, it's kind of integrated in a way that you can say it's active, where the bot reacts to a question after a trigger time, or you can say you need to explicitly ask the bot for help, then it will try to search. So there are different ways how we could use it, or how we could activate it.
That sounds pretty useful.
Yeah.
Possible
First
for me.
meeting as well.
Okay. So
Is it
just to be-
hey Orlin,
sorry.
just in terms of the engagement, do we just install it? Is it free?
It's already available on the CNCF Slack space. So practically they just have to plug it into our channel. That's it.
Got it. I think the Harbor Dev one could also use it. It's Harbor and Harbor Dev. Yeah, let's give it a try. And
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So please everyone drop a line and I'll contact the right person so we can drive this one and to get it into our channel and we can give it a try. Cool. Next one, upcoming conferences I want to discuss. KubeCon China, EU, and FOSDEM are like the next big things in my radar. The China one, we missed the time period to submit the maintainers track application. I'm currently waiting for CNCF if they can open that only for us so we can get a slot. The thing is that they're already ready with the agenda, so it would be hard. So they cannot promise if we can fit in somewhere. So as a follow-up question on this one, anyone thinking about submitting talk to any of these conferences? And can I help somehow? Because I'm pretty sure I'll submit for EU and FOSDEM. For China is already over, but for FOSDEM and KubeCon EU, KubeCon EU is currently open until December 17th. FOSDEM, for those who doesn't know, is the biggest open source developer conference in Europe. It happens in the beginning of February, first weekend of February in Brussels. This year, 2022 will be virtual. So end of the month, they'll announce all the developer tracks. So I think we can fit in with something about Harbor on the container, about the container track.
Yeah, so my idea was to make some propose a talk about to the KubeCon EU. I think for the FOSDEM we are already too late. So the FOSDEM deadline is 15th of November.
No, that's the deadline to submit proposal for dev room.
Okay.
They're going to open. They're going to open for call for papers for all the dev rooms beginning of December.
Okay. Sorry, I was wondering what dev room means.
Dev room is like a track. I don't know why they call it dev room, but it's a track.
Okay. Yeah. So my idea was to maybe do something regarding Harbor on KubeCon EU. I was planning to go there. I was living in Valencia, so I'm really looking forward to go there again. And I was thinking about proposing, especially like Harbor and Kubernetes, how they may work together. So maybe some talk about this in this area. So mainly like synchronizing between Harbor and Kubernetes, like this automated. There is like an open source project which synchronizes Harbor with Kubernetes, so that namespace and the secret synchronizing. So you have a kind of a seamless integration of Harbor into Kubernetes. And I would like to make a talk. I was thinking about making a talk about this and share a few use cases how to have a seamless Kubernetes integration with Harbor. So this is my kind of a title idea. What I was thinking about was like a seamless Harbor integration into Kubernetes or something. Or yeah.
Yeah. Are you looking for someone to team up, or you want to do that solo?
I'm open for collaboration. I wanted to ask the maintainer of the tool that which is called, I think it's called Harbor Sync, and it's a tool which synchronizes it's a Kubernetes operator that synchronizes the sync accounts. Yeah, it's called Harbor Sync. Let me just paste this one. Yes, exactly, for Moulin. And this tool is basically, if you scroll down, there is a diagram. If you scroll down a bit, then you'll see there's a diagram how it's working. So this is basically quite a simple operator for Kubernetes, which is working nicely with Harbor, and it makes developer lives a bit easier. And I would like maybe talk with the author of this tool. I know him, and if he wants to join on the presentation about that, I'm open to that. And yeah, so if others want to join as well and have another use case, kind of a seamless integration of Harbor with anything, I'm open to collaborate on that as well.
Cool.
It doesn't have to be about this tool only. It can be other tools as well.
I was thinking about KubeCon EU and FOSDEM. I'll try to submit like a Harbor 101 talk. So I want to combine something from community to the technical part, and in between little demo of Harbor, what it's doing, and how people can join our community and how can start contributing. So I'm open for collabs if someone wants to join me in this one.
Yeah,
on the chat. Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
So,
okay, cool. We can.
The 101 you're talking about, is that the maintainer track, or is that something else?
No, it's something else. It's not on the maintainer track. Maintainer track, we have to discuss that one.
Okay, all right.
We can put it in the we can put it in the maintainer track if you want. I don't mind.
By default, in the maintainer track, they probably will have the intro session or the deep dive session. I'm not sure that for the EU that we have 2 sessions or 1.
I think 1.
Do you know? We only have 1. Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So if for 1 session, then we can maybe do the intro and then maybe answer some deep dive question if available for that.
Okay. Okay. Let's be the maintainer track then. I don't mind.
Just let everybody knows that the CF people for the EU is open now. It's starts since October the 25th and ends December the 17th. So this is the deadline for us for the EU, KubeCon EU.
Okay, yeah, about that, I'm not receiving somehow because I'm not from the maintainer team yet. I'm not receiving the mail, so I have to dig in for this for the invitations to fill in the form for the maintainers track.
I think the maintainers in this meeting can help. I think they should have received the email.
Yeah, but that was the same thing was for China, and nobody filled it in. So
yeah. We need to find the owner for this one. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. We need to have an owner for
exactly. That's that's my point. If I'm part of the maintainer team, which I think it should be, I can take over this one and I can monitor all this stuff and take care of that.
Yeah, I think maybe Alex or Yan or someone just forward the email to sorry, what's your name? Sorry,
Orlan.
Yeah, so that you can know. Orlan, yeah, Orlan. Sorry, Orlan, you can know what to how to submit the CFP for the maintenance tract.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just posted in the CFP page about what the deadline and how to submit and so on, all the information there.
Yeah. And also, by the way, I've applied again to be part of the program committee, and I'll be most probably I'll be elected to be one of the reviewers for our track, and also co-chair of the track. So I'll be definitely there. Okay.
It will be hybrid, right, for the EU QCon?
I think the aim is to be primarily on-site. If we,
yeah, I heard saying the CNCF people told me that it would be hybrid.
Yeah,
something
for
like
now, yeah. For now, the virtual and in place, in person are options, but the idea is to be real stuff in person.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, of course, if someone doesn't want to travel or something, there'll be, I think they will not stop the virtual option.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So next one, it was for Alex about my maintainership. Alex, do you know? Do we have any progress on this one? I'm not sure what's the status of this one. Or are we waiting CNCF for something?
I have not followed up on this. You're talking about maintainership for yourself?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have not seen a PR. We can discuss it.
Yeah, okay. Because it would be awkward to raise PR for myself. I can do that, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. Yeah, okay. And the last topic from my side, I'm working with CNCF right now to get some swag recognition for all the maintainer, for all the members of the maintainer team. So keep you posted with this one. I hope we can figure out a proper deal with them. So as a part of the whole program and recognition for your efforts, I want you guys to receive something in the end of the year, some gifts. So, yep.
Nice.
So that's all from my side. Obviously, I have a lot of things. Anyone else? Topics? Don't be shy.
I just want to mention the 2.5 is being groomed right now. So if you want to go to the project page, or I can share if you want, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll stop and I'll update that you've raised that topic, which is great.
I'll just share real quick. Can everyone see it? My screen.
Yep.
So again, the way from the home page or from the main page on GitHub, you go to projects, and this is a new feature they're rolling out. But click on projects, the non-beta one, the Harbor project board. You'll see that we had the 2.5. Right, so we finished 2.4. Where we went through this internally, and so these are just some of the things that we're looking at for 2.5, and I think these have a pretty strong probability of making it in. We'll try to get as much out as possible. Some of them maybe we'll just get the design in for 2.5, but I think the ones like supporting 6-story cosine, this is pretty well discussed already. We've had a lot of discussions. There's a bunch of PRs going on. This is one of like the core anchor features for 2.5 that we want to support. Pushing and managing co-signed images in Harbor. Yeah, take a look and see if you have any comments on these, and then I think over the course of the next few community meetings, we can deep dive a few of these. The define live backup restore. This is a story centered around using Valero for backup and restore, and we already decided on Valero as a backup solution. And then we're adding webhook granularity, moving this to the repository level to take a look at this issue. Basically, in webhook today, you specify the webhooks that you want to activate at the project level, right? And kind of complaints that it's too much. Some customer or some users, their projects are fairly big with lots of repositories. They only want those webhook notifications enabled for specific repos. This is a performance enhancement that's pretty important around the PG SQL within Harbor. I think I'm going to take this one out. There's not much to do, so this is not part of 2.5. Yeah, and then we're adding enhancements to capture audit logs, right? So who did what, when. These are things that are not being captured in Harbor today. This is more of a design. I think there's quite a bit of, it touches on a lot of things in the back end, but this is an important feature to have, I think. Yeah, and the vulnerabilities export, as well as supported, unsupported OS and scan results. These are things that we started in 2.4 and didn't quite finish. And we're trying to get those into 2.5 as well. So please take a look. This will be the time to raise things that you feel are important, because 2.4 is out. 2.5, we've already gotten started on some of these things, and we're just consolidating this list and finalizing the 2.5. I'm going to change this to from suggestions to commitments at some point, probably within the next week or two. So
there is also discussion on the discussion board regarding 2.5 features. If you on the Harbor, on the project Harbor discussions, there is also this.
Yeah, I should really use discussions for more.
Yeah.
2.5, you said?
Yeah. No, you go up. It's up. It's the third.
We have a link in the chat.
Yeah, that's here. You get it. So
yeah, Vadim, I think we have looked at the discussion. There's some item related to the GC, right? GC issues. The team have also done some discussion on this. I think we have already considered to put this EC improvement in 2.5.
Yeah, I know we discussed these recently. I think Wang Yan is looking at this to see exactly which ones can make it into 2.5.
Yeah, I just went through all the GC issues. So I have already created an APEC for 2.5. So we probably can do some enhancement about the garbage collection, like improve some performance and introduce the failure tolerance and things like that. So I just put all the things that about the garbage collection in that APEC. You can refer to that for more details.
It's not on the project.
It's not there yet. It's not in the project. It's not in this 2.5 swim lane yet, but we're looking at it.
Okay. Yeah.
So rest assured they are being looked at.
Yeah, I just pasted the GC epic created by Yan in the chart.
Yeah.
All right, tag that for 2.5 if you can.
It is targeted for 2.5. It has label.
Okay. All right, so that's it. Yeah, let me know your thoughts.
Alex, what's the timeline for the release of 2.5?
We don't have one. We don't have a specific deadline yet. but you know,
Okay.
per our usual 3 to 4 releases per year. You know, given some of our other commitments, I think maybe, yeah, January to February probably.
February is the Chinese holiday, so
Yeah,
maybe.
so it's either before or after then.
Yeah,
we don't know yet.
Do we still follow the quarterly release cadence?
It is pretty much quarterly, right? That if it's quarterly, then it would be February. So I think February is more likely than January.
Yeah, I think it
We
is
really-
4 months as a release cadence.
Yeah, so we are not
Wait.
using quarterly, but we deliver 3 release per year.
That's right. That's right. We can do. It's not a fixed number, 3 or 4, but it's closer to 3 than 4. We try to do at least 3 releases. That was the plan we discussed at the beginning of this year. That was our goal.
Yeah.
We have 3 releases this year, and we'll have at least 3 more next year, right? So I think the project is getting to the point where it's not about, you know, people are not expecting us to have X number of releases per year. They're expecting quality releases with incrementally better features, because, you know, Harvard is really strong in the community. And now we're delivering on things that would really make an impact, right? Things like performance enhancements to GC, performance enhancements to the database querying in the background, and then it's not about rolling out features that we can demo anymore. It's about really making true improvements to the project. So
yeah, that's great. Yeah,
and we have more people, right? We have Tianan joining us. We have Vadim, and we have other contributors. So I think over time, it's gonna get better only, but it's gonna get better organically. And so 3 releases a year. That's what we promise.
Yeah, that looks good. Thanks.
All right, thanks everyone. That's it for me.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, I have last request for you. Can you go over all the proposals at the community repository? There are some old proposals or issues I'd try to tag some of you. There are 2-3 years old discussions that are definitely out of date, needs either closing or closing. So
yeah, definitely. That's a good point.
Yeah. I tried some of them. I closed them. I'm gonna ping you again, and if nobody actually is interested in them, I'm just gonna close them and wait if someone needs them to reopen them again. Otherwise, the list is huge, which is not okay.
You're talking about PRs, right? Open PRs.
PRs and issues. Old ones, yeah. Which are like asked and maybe someone discussed them something, but like 2 years ago, or someone was asking for some functionality that is already implemented. So that doesn't make sense to stay there and just, If you have spare time, I hope you just to take a look and clean up some of this stuff. It would be great.
I think so. Definitely will do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Rest of the day, everyone, and talk to you next time. Bye.
Everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.